case we have never met, I'm Michael Price, and I want to help you succeed in growing your business.
Welcome to today's Deep Dive. I'm Michael Price, your host.
And I'm Nancy, your co-host.
You know that feeling when you sign a contract, you think you know the rules of the game, and then suddenly, without a meeting, without an email asking for your opinion, the referee just changes how the score is kept?
Oh, absolutely. It's like playing a game of chess, looking down at the board and realizing your opponent suddenly decided that knights move in a straight line now, and you just have to deal with it.
That is exactly the vibe I'm getting from this latest move by the GSA. We're talking about government contracting, which is usually synonymous with red tape, long review periods, and endless public comments. But this time, silence.
Complete radio silence. No fanfare, no press tour, and crucially, no opportunity for public comment. The General Services Administration just quietly rolled out a significant change to cybersecurity requirements for contractors. It's a classic Friday news dump maneuver, but with massive implications for anyone trying to sell technology or services to the federal government.
So let's peel this back. Usually when the government wants to change a regulation, especially something as heavy as cybersecurity, there's a process. It's the Administrative Procedure Act, right? Notice and comment. Why didn't that happen here?
That's the million-dollar question. Or maybe the billion-dollar question, considering the contracts involved. Typically, yes, you propose a rule, you let industry complain about it for 60 days, you adjust, and then you finalize it. But the GSA used a mechanism called a class deviation.
Class deviation. It sounds like a high school detention slip, but I assume it's more legally potent.
Much more potent. Essentially, it allows them to bypass the standard rulemaking process to implement a change immediately. They argued that because this aligns with existing federal standards, specifically NIST SP 800-171, they didn't need to ask for permission. They basically said, look, we need to secure the supply chain now, and we can't wait for the slow gears of bureaucracy to turn.
Which, to be fair, is a valid argument in a vacuum. Cyber threats aren't waiting for a 60-day comment period. Hackers aren't respecting bureaucratic timelines. But from the contractor's perspective, this feels like a trap. What exactly changed in the requirements?
The pivot is fascinating. For a long time, the industry has been staring down the barrel of CMMC, the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification. That was going to be the big one, requiring third-party auditors to come in and certify your systems.
Right, the stamp of approval, you pay a consultant, they check your boxes, you get a certificate.
Exactly. But the GSA just sidestepped that. This new deviation effectively says, we aren't waiting for CMMC to be fully finalized. We are requiring you to self-attest that you meet the NIST standards right now. And not just that, they are requiring contractors to report cyber incidents much faster and more transparently.
Self-attest. That phrase always makes me nervous. It sounds easy. Just sign a paper saying, I promise I'm secure. But in the world of government contracting, isn't that actually more dangerous?
You hit the nail on the head. It is infinitely more dangerous. When you have a third-party auditor, you have a shield. If something goes wrong, you can say, hey, the auditor passed us. But when you self-attest, you are putting your name on the line. If you say you're compliant with NIST 800-171 and it turns out you missed a patch or a protocol, you are now in False Claims Act territory.
The False Claims Act, the terrifying FCA. So by trying to streamline the process, the GSA has effectively handed every contractor a loaded gun and told them to juggle.
Precisely. And remember, NIST 800-171 isn't a checklist of 3 things. It's a beast. It's over 100 security controls, managing access, auditing logs, physical security, risk assessment. To say, yes, I do all of this, without a grace period or a feedback loop is a massive liability risk. And because they skipped the public comment period, contractors didn't get a chance to say, hey, this specific part is impossible to implement overnight.
That's the part that sticks with me, the lack of dialogue. Usually industry groups, the coalitions, the lobbyists, they act as a filter. They catch the unintended consequences of a rule before it goes live. Without that, are we going to see a lot of accidental non-compliance?
I think we're going to see a lot of panic, followed by accidental non-compliance. Think about small businesses, the mom-and-pop tech shops that provide niche services to the government. They don't have a dedicated chief information security officer. They were waiting for clear guidance. Now they have a contract modification in their inbox that says, sign here to confirm you are cyber secure or you might lose your contract.
It's an ultimatum.
It is. And it applies to all GSA acquisition vehicles. That's huge. We aren't just talking about top secret defense stuff. We are talking about IT schedules, professional services, the massive WX, government-wide acquisition contracts. This touches almost everyone.
Is there a strategic reason for this timing? Why now? Is the GSA trying to assert dominance before other agencies lock in their own rules?
That's a very cynical and likely very accurate take. There is a bit of a turf war in federal cyber policy. The DoD has been driving the bus with CMMC, but it's been delayed, reworked, and delayed again. I think the GSA lost patience. They managed the biggest shopping list in the government. They wanted to set a baseline. By doing this, they standardized the requirement across their contracts, regardless of what the DoD is doing.
So they're cutting the Gordian knot.
Exactly. While everyone else is trying to untie the knot of how to certify contractors, the GSA just took a sword and sliced through it. NIST 800-171 is the standard. Do it. Tell us you did it. If you lie, you're in trouble. Next question.
It's efficient, brutally efficient. But let's talk about the reporting aspect you mentioned earlier. You said incident reporting, that's always a sticky subject. Companies hate admitting they've been hacked.
They hate it because it affects their stock price, their reputation, and their future win rates. This new rule tightens the screws on that. It requires contractors to report incidents involving their systems, or even their cloud providers, very quickly. And the definition of an incident can be broad.
So if I'm a contractor and I spot a weird ping on my server that might be a breach but might just be a glitch, I now have a legal clock ticking over my head?
Yes. And if you hesitate because you want to be sure before you report it, you might violate the contract terms. It forces a culture of over-reporting, or it forces a culture of hiding things even deeper, hoping you don't get caught. It's a difficult psychological shift for the industry.
It feels like we are moving from a cooperative stance on security, where the government helps you get secure, to a punitive stance.
That's the trend. The carrot is gone. It's all stick now. And frankly, from the taxpayer's perspective, maybe that's fair. We've seen SolarWinds. We've seen the Colonial Pipeline hack. The patience for we're working on it has run out. The government is saying, if you want our money, you need to be a fortress, period.
I get that, I really do. But I worry about the innovation cost. If the barrier to entry becomes so high and the risk of a lawsuit so steep, do the innovative startups just walk away? Do we end up with only the massive defense primes who can afford an army of lawyers and compliance officers?
That is the dark side of this. We call it the compliance moat. The big players, the Lockheeds, the Boeings, the Accentures, they can absorb this. They have automated compliance tools, they have legal teams on retainer. But the startup with the brilliant AI algorithm, they look at this GSA requirement, they look at the False Claims Act risk, and they might just say, oh, you know what, I'll sell to the private sector instead.
And then the government loses access to the best tech.
Correct. In the name of security, we might be sacrificing capability. It's a classic trade-off, but by skipping the public comment period, the GSA didn't allow anyone to make that argument to them. They decided the trade-off was worth it without hearing the other side.
That brings us back to the process. Without fanfare, it's almost spooky. It sets a precedent, doesn't it? If the GSA can do this for cyber, can they do it for other things? ESG requirements, labor standards.
It absolutely sets a precedent. Once an agency realizes they can use a class deviation to bypass the slow lane, it becomes a tempting tool. It's like discovering a shortcut on your commute. Once you know it's there, why would you ever sit in traffic again? But that traffic, the rulemaking process, is there for a reason. It's democracy in action. It's checks and balances.
It's the difference between a mandate and a consensus.
Beautifully put. And right now, contractors are living under a mandate. The immediate advice for anyone listening who holds a GSA schedule: don't panic, but do not ignore this. Read the modification. Look at your System Security Plan, SSP. If you have gaps, document them. Do not just blindly sign the attestation.
Trust but verify, except now it's verify then sign or else.
Or else. And keep your eyes on the horizon. This GSA move is likely just the first domino. Other agencies are watching. If this silent rollout works, meaning if the industry grumbles but complies, expect to see more agencies skipping the fanfare and just changing the rules overnight.
It's a sobering thought. We often think of cybersecurity as a technical challenge, firewalls, encryption, passwords, but what we're seeing here is that it's actually a legal and administrative minefield. The code might be secure, but if the paperwork isn't, you're still dead in the water.
That's the reality of the modern federal market. The keyboard is mighty, but the contract officer's pen is mightier.
Well, on that cheerful note, we're going to wrap up. We've gone from a quiet blog post to a major shift in federal procurement strategy in 10 minutes. It's a reminder that sometimes the biggest news isn't the one screaming on the front page, it's the one buried in a PDF on a government server.
Always read the fine print, my friend. Always read the fine print.
Words to live by. Thanks for breaking this down with me. And to our listeners, check your contracts, check your security protocols, and maybe, just maybe, keep a lawyer on speed dial. We'll catch you on the next one.
See you then.
A special thank you to MarketUS.com for furnishing us this information. You can reach them at MarketUS.com or call them at 954-636-3232. Before we go, this deep dive was created by the MarketUS.com team. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. It's right below the subscribe link.
If you found this video helpful, please consider donating to helpallvets.org. Thank you.